All right, sticking on the theme of infrastructure, right now we're actually going to go into the infrastructure resources, which we've already took a look at events, the specific actions that have been taking place. We looked at sessions, hey, in one sitting, what all did Keith do inside of there, and now looking under resources, exactly what it sounds like. So if I load cloud resources, for example, we can see all these different resource types. And inside of here, I would go take a look and filter on anything that I might want to know more about. So for example, I saw buckets inside of here. I can go ahead and filter on that. What that'll do is filter all my resources down to specific buckets. I can now go open that and go learn everything I would want to about this particular bucket. Its resource graph, where it's attached, all the events, write events, read events. So just kind of giving you that full list of things that you might want to know about and saving you some time from having to go into, something like your AWS account to kind of learn these things. This gives you a bit of, I would call it that one-stop shopping to be able to come in here, load a particular bucket or any type of AWS resource and go learn more about it and see how it interacts in your environment. Even from something like this graph that we can see inside of here and maybe like where it's attached to and just kind of learn more. So removing that one, you can kind of come inside of here, use the resource chart inside of here, or come inside of here, resource type, and I could type in something like, hey, I just want to load VPCs, go load that, apply them, and then the exact same thing. It'll filter down here, go open it up, and then, for example, you would get an entire resource graph of your VPC inside of here, be able to kind of go see like, hey, what does it look like from the VPC all the way to getting to the internet on this one. So that's how you would essentially kind of leverage this. And then just much like you've seen on previous screens, we're always going to have our sub tabs down here a little bit lower, which is how I find myself often interacting with a lot of these pages, is that it might be something more from come take a look at service region. I'm looking at rare things inside of here. Maybe there's particular tags that you want to filter on. Coming into identities, I just want to see like what resources are being interacted with by a particular identity or role inside of the environment, location, or just down to very specific event levels. So that's really AWS resources, or sorry, cloud resources. Then you can filter, of course, between your hosting environment. Moving forward, then we do separate also compute as well. Just put a little bit more of a lens on compute resources. And then once, obviously you can switch between your cloud platform. But inside of here, you can come down here. Once again, use your cross filters down here. I want to narrow it down by region, VPC, tags, events, SSM access. Is it public accessible? And this will give you a list of all those with those public IPs inside of there. And then as you go open up a particular EC2 inside of here, it's going to give you all that information you would want to know. So what accounts that belong to, any tags that are related. We can see the EC2 right here, and then basically all the associated resources for that EC2. And then scrolling down, any config related events that we're seeing, any management related events about that resource, and then a full inventory and config kind of readable dump down here that we'll see. So just putting a little bit more of a granular lens on the EC2 instance themselves under the compute secrets, just kind of like what we've looked at before under the identities portion. This is going to be more of the secrets related to our cloud environments inside of here. So as we go open this, you're going to be able to see secrets for a particular server or owner service inside of here, what kind of events that we're seeing related to them. Here you will see the account that they belong to, the actual name of the secret itself. Is it inactive? Is it something that we're seeing inside of the environment? How long ago was it that we actually saw this being used? Which account does it belong to? You can go open this up, and then you can get that full layer of contextual information inside of here. What does it belong to? Show me the resource graph for it. Any type of management events to it, the AWS config for it as well. We can go open this up and go see exactly what came from AWS. And then once again, the full list of information down here related to that secret. Moving forward and just kind of wrapping up the infrastructure resources portion, we're doing the exact same thing for certificates. You're going to get an Exobot summary on here where this is actually going to show you like, hey, we're seeing 3 retired certificates on here. There's 4 that are expiring soon. recreated but not validated, 16 of them, and you're going to see all of that information right here under the certificates. So you could filter by account, of course. You could see who is the certificate type. And basically, we can see this one, Amazon issued for expired. We can see when they expired. And then exactly like we were doing with the secrets, we can go open this up and get that full resource graph inside of here and all of the underlying information that we would want to know about for this particular certificate inside of here. So just a really nice way that you can quickly do these type of things inside of the environment without having to go log into your AWS account. And it's nice too because you can quickly go to all of your AWS accounts inside of here by bringing in this data and not have to do these things individually as well. Just a really nice contextualized layer inside of here. So it's like, hey, we have the data, we have config, we have this information, let's just add it on. So this is another thing that you can accomplish inside of here. And a lot of this stuff is just, at the end of the day, related to risk. What type of risks are we introducing in the environment? How do we lower those risks? And just overall have good hygiene. So thank you for watching the infrastructure resources, and we will wrap up the infrastructure side and investigate side inside of here by going into Kubernetes. Thank you.